Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. My name is Spade Parkland. Welcome to Parkland Media. Welcome to my channel.
It's showtime.
If you're new here, please subscribe, thumb up the video, share everywhere, including your YouTube community tab, comment in the comment section, all that great stuff, please, and thank you. All right. So currently, I see Michael Sullivan and Amanda in the house. Welcome. Thank you. Both channel members. I appreciate it. And they've also gifted channel memberships. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Sorry about that. All right, so thank you, and of course, Amanda, #1 supporter in the house. Theme music, activate. So thank you. I appreciate you, Mike, and Amanda for being channel memberships and also gifting Parkland Media YouTube channel memberships. Thank you. Westeros, welcome. Michael Sullivan in the house. Yes, thank you. All right. So, what are we doing? So it looks like, oh, okay, you know what? The chat is public. So currently I have, I only have one managing moderator who's Amanda Kenny. So if she changes the chat to member chat, it'll be member chat. But I got it on public accidentally. So this is a gift. So there it is. All right. So Michelle, welcome. Hello. What's going on? Captain Buckeye says, finally caught a live stream. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So this has been inspired, this live stream. Did Miranda meet the real Sophia? It has been inspired by the comment section. But before we get into that, we got to close out business from the last time we went live, because people were like, no, Miranda has always had brown hair. So I did a uploaded video. The Matthews came from a different timeline theory. And in that theory, the conversation was just showing that, not conversation, but the video was focusing on the fact that when Tabitha looked inside of Miranda's vehicle on the video, that's me looking hard, super concentrating. So when Tabitha looked into the vehicle, what was in Miranda's vehicle in the main timeline, as I like to say, is different than what was in, or was different than the interior of the vehicle that Miranda was driving. And I was saying that the reason why Tabitha is looking in Miranda's vehicle and it's a different interior from the flashback when Tabitha remembered being Miranda is because two different vehicles, two different timelines, two different Mirandas. And in the video, I was saying that I believe that Tabitha is remembering being Miranda in this timeline, and that this Miranda's vehicle is not applicable to this Tabitha, this Ethan, or the current timeline's Julie. They're from a different timeline in that theory. And that's the reason why Tabitha's looking in Miranda's vehicle and picturing another one. Now, people have said, no. What's going on is not different vehicles or different timelines. It's that Miranda is driving Christopher's vehicle. That's what people were saying. And I'm like, what? All right, so people were saying that Miranda is driving Christopher's vehicle. And so this is the comment section. So I made a live stream last time laying everything out. And people in that live stream were still like, no. You got it wrong. Miranda's hair has always been brown, this and that. And we'll clear it all up before going into the Sophia, because it's also a part of that same clip of Miranda entering into the township. So this is Chiquiti. You know what? We'll just call her Borg. I see B-O-R-G, Borg. I don't know what the beginning part of that is. I'm not even going to butcher your name. So she says Miranda doesn't have dark black hair. She has brownish hair. It just looks lighter in the sunlight. I'm like, really? Really? Are we sure about that? So let me pull up, because I could have sworn that Miranda has always had black hair. So let me pull it up versus just telling you. So this is Miranda without the wedding ring. So it's already a messy screenshot, but this is Miranda, and it appears that she has black hair. Now you might say, well, maybe it's really brown, but it's dark inside. I mean, both her kids have black hair. So, and you could say, well, maybe Henry, he's got brown hair, and I don't know. There's different ways you can look at it, but the times we've seen Miranda, she's had dark hair. So you got this shot right here of Miranda. Let's pull up another Miranda shot. Let's see. Then you got Miranda at night. And then you could say, well, her hair is really brown, but it's nighttime. It's kind of hard to say that her hair has always been brown and that it looks lighter in the sunlight. When we see in the root cellar, it looks black and there is light in the inside of the root cellar. And then at nighttime, I mean, it is limited visibility, but in my opinion, she would have brown hair that you could easily see, even if it's at night and you have the light from the production crew or the artificial light in the root cellar. So those are the two images that we have of Miranda, because there's not many Miranda shots in the show to say that she doesn't have dark black hair, that it's brownish. You know, is not much to go off of. Okay. But the main thing is, instead of focusing on just the hair, is focusing on this right here. That Miranda is driving Christopher's car. Go check out pictures of Christopher's car, then Miranda's car. You can see the car name and compare. I think glove box or steering wheel. Steering wheel has car type or name. So it does have a Hornet. So Miranda is driving a Hornet. And then there's a bunch of other comments about, I guess, there's a thread somewhere or a content creator who may have said that Miranda's driving Christopher's car, and that's the reason why we made the live stream last time, but because of the comment section. But we're gonna address it again because when I went over it during the live stream, people still kind of had hangups, and that's okay. That's okay. So that's the reason why we are doing this, is to kind of go through why I think it is two different timelines, two different Mirandas, and that's the reason why Miranda is in her own vehicle, which is the same make and model of Christopher's vehicle, just a different year. Okay, so we know that the actress who plays Miranda, she's had limited time on the show. So with her having limited time on the show, there really isn't a need for her to wear more than one outfit. So she does have the Okay. She does have the brown hair here that matches the brown hair there. But she's also wearing the same thing here that she's wearing in this picture right here. So what I'm thinking is that the reason why we see Miranda with this outfit, which is different from this outfit, is because they intentionally had the actress film different scenes to be used in future episodes. So I'm thinking that basically this is one timeline, this is another timeline, and here's the reason why. So the same way how when Victor left the root cellar, there was one vehicle, and then while Julie was in the middle of town after the massacre, there was another vehicle in the foreground, which is why you have both of these vehicles right here that don't match. They're the same make and model, but different years. I think that's the same thing with Miranda. This is an AMC Hornet that she's in with this brown on brown. And I believe this may also be an AMC Hornet, just a different year. And we'll go through screenshots to kind of show that it's possible that Christopher's vehicle is an AMC Hornet. The vehicle that Miranda is in is an AMC Hornet. And this is when she first arrived in the town, and that's the reason why she looks confused. Because you could say, well, maybe Miranda's driving Christopher's vehicle, but as we go through screenshots and go through clips, there's no Christopher in the vehicle. And she's entering into the township looking confused as if this is her first go around. So no Christopher in the car. She's looking confused, driving into town with the gas station on her right. And she's driving in an AMC Hornet, which is the same make and model as Christopher's vehicle in our timeline, the main timeline. So the conclusion that I have as far as bottom line up front is that in this timeline, she came in an AMC Hornet that is newer than this timeline when she came in an AMC Hornet. Just like this vehicle is same make and model as this vehicle, but just different years, signifying, in my opinion, two different townships, two different timelines. One timeline, another timeline. And it is possible that Miranda's in a 4-door sedan AMC Hornet in both timelines. Christopher is in a 2-door AMC Hornet we know for a fact in the main timeline. All right, so let's see. So what's going on? So West of Westeros says, why you gotta do member chat? That takes away from followers to enjoy your videos. Well, it doesn't, because you can still view the video even though you can't type in a member chat. So if people want to follow and subscribe, they'll follow and subscribe whether they can type in a member chat or not. So West of Westeros, I didn't see the membership gifts. Yeah, you missed out on one. You missed out on them. So Dave says the hair color could be the lighting. Well, I mean, if there's any women who have brown hair, let us know. Does your hair get darker at night? Does your hair go from brown to black at night? And if you have black hair, does your hair get lighter in the daytime? So it's like this. I think hair color is hair color. If it's a sandy brown, it's going to be a sandy brown. If it is black, like a brunette, it's going to be black unless you change the hair color. The lighting would make it maybe shiny, but I don't think that lighting will necessarily lighten hair color like it can lighten skin color. So we'll see. But instead of focusing on the hair, let's focus on the vehicle. Because I don't think that lighting or the light would make this cloth interior turn into leather. And we'll look at better screenshots. Steering wheel is different. Handle is different. This is AMC Hornet, different years. All right, so I think we got everybody. Do we have another wig situation? I think we do. All right, so that's the first picture. Okay, so this is Miranda right here. So you can see the interior of it says Hornet right here. You can't really see it. You can see it better there. But this is the inside of an AMC Hornet that Miranda's driving. We see Miranda. The top one is unedited. The bottom one is edited, so you can see the interior better. And this is the welcoming party. We'll get to those later in a moment. So with the interior of the Hornet, this is inside. No Christopher on the passenger side. It's just Miranda in the front seat. Now you could say, well, maybe Christopher is in the back seat, but then where are the kids? You think if Miranda is in Christopher's vehicle, that she's going to be driving, he's going to be in the back seat with the kids? No. There's going to be someone in the passenger side if it's an adult, and we're talking about Miranda. The theory is that Miranda is driving Christopher's vehicle, whereas my argument is this is Miranda's vehicle. So on the live stream last time, I kind of went into how men would not really let women drive their vehicles, and you all chimed in. Well, my mom, she's driven the family vehicle before, and this and that. And I'm like, well, you have to understand, we're talking about Miranda, who is married to Henry, driving another man's vehicle. So it's not many men who are going to let a woman who is not their woman drive their vehicle unless they're messing around. But there's no Christopher in the vehicle. So no Christopher in the vehicle. Miranda's in the driver's seat. She's driving into town, which appears to be for the first time. And Victor told Ethan season 1, episode 4, the last time 2 cars came into town, he observed 2 cars coming into town. So Victor, who is more than likely with Eloise and Miranda in Miranda's vehicle, were not a part of 2 vehicles entering the township at the same time. Victor said he witnessed it, which is why he's drawn it in the series, but he was not a part of 2 vehicles coming to the town at the same time. I can play that clip if y'all want me to. So that's the reason why Miranda is driving into town, because the Kavanaughs, as far as Miranda, Victor, and Eloise, were not a part of 2 vehicles coming into town at once, as far as it being a collision, as far as Victor being a part of the 2 cars coming into town. He observed it. That's why he drew it. And from what we're seeing from this clip, it appears this is Miranda driving into town, and she looks confused because she more than likely has driven through town more than once. And this is the welcoming party that is going to tell her you can't leave. So Blonde Jeff seems Fromville art was paying very well on the outside, considering she's rolling around in a literal AMC X Gucci Sportabout wagon. Yeah. Or it could be that she's in a 2-income household in the late 70s. So in America, incomes really haven't gone up. Incomes have basically stayed the same. Expenses have gone up. So it's more than likely that whatever Henry and Miranda were making as far as income, I'm not going to say is exactly equivalent to 2026, but the cost of living was lower in the 80s or early 80s, late 90s, early 80s, late 70s, where a 2-parent household, even with 2 kids, could have been living pretty well. Look at Henry's house, look at Henry's car when Tabitha went to the Real World season 3. And we'll look at Henry's vehicle in a moment. They were doing pretty well. But a 2-income household now in 2026 is going to be kind of struggling, especially with 4 people total, because the cost of living has gone up. So Tribal 9, were they monsters then? Well, remember, the monsters, they only come out at night. And I doubt that it was monsters standing right there like that. So Brian Bop, could this just be a flashback of her not driving through the town? No, we'll play it. Don't worry. Well, we actually already played it. So she's definitely driving into town. So looking right here, this is the barn. That's the barn right there. She's passing the barn. Remember, when you first come into town, the barn's on your right, and then comes the gas station. She's driving, then there's the gas station. So she's driving into town for the first time. She's driving into town. Now, I can't really answer if this is like the first time going in or if she's gone more than once. Because I imagine that, in my opinion, that the reason why there's 2 girls right here is they are the welcoming party. The same way how when the Stevensons first came into town, there was Father Godfrey there. And then when the Matthews first came into town, Boyd and Kenny let the Matthews drive a couple of times. Then they finally popped their tires. So I think the popping of tires is something that Boyd did or started to do. But I imagine that this is the welcoming party and not like monsters, because the monsters have always come out at nighttime. And so Miranda's driving into town. So I imagine this is the first time she's driven into town, or first times, because she has the confused look on her face or the concerned look on her face as if, what WTF? And then we see the barn right there. Right, so Michelle Williams says that Victor was sketching a crayon creation with a brown car crashing into another vehicle. So that pretty much is Victor drawing what he tells Ethan about season 1, episode 4, when he witnessed 2 vehicles come into town. So you say you're wondering if so Michelle says, anyway, I was wondering if he was drawing what he remembered from the last 2-car crash into town or the current crash. It had to be the last 2-car crash, or the last time cars crashed, because Victor did not see the RV have a near collision with Jade and Toby's vehicle. Victor did not see it. Second thing is that when Victor was drawing that was before Tabitha and Julie went to Colony House, and Ethan was seeing that in his like in his I guess you could say in and out of consciousness. He was like seeing stuff. So this was before anyone, as far as the Matthews or Jade and Toby, made it into the township for Victor to know there was a crash. Victor found out once the Tabitha and Julie went to Colony House, and Victor asked Julie while Julie was tied up what she thought it meant for 2 vehicles to come into town at once. So the noob gamer says, why wasn't Victor in the car? I don't know. I'm just going off what Victor said. Let me play what Victor said so we're all on the same page. Let's see. Let me close this down. I'm going to just play what he said. That way we all are up to speed as far as Victor was not in the 2 vehicles that came to town during his quote-unquote cycle.
It's been so long since he went away. I started to think it was just a dream. The first time I saw him was right before the 2 cars came.
All right, right before the 2 cars came. So Victor's talking about 2 cars came. So Victor spied on the boy in Victor spied on the boy in white I guess talking to Christopher before the two cars came during his cycle, meaning he observed two cars coming.
Not you two cars, the first two cars.
The first two cars. So the reason why he drew two vehicles is because he observed two vehicles coming. And Victor met the boy in white at or after the massacre when he left the root cellar. The boy in white did not greet Victor when Victor first came into the township. The boy in white greeted Ethan and told him to shush. The boy in white even had a conversation with Christopher. The boy in white did not greet Victor, and Victor more than likely just saw him or something, like Victor just said, before the two cars came. I need to hear it again. So Tribal 9, the monsters existed when he was in town. I don't remember them talking about hiding. I don't understand what your comment is saying. So Raw 7388 told y'all Victor been schooling Ethan. Yeah, it's season 1. What's going on, Raw 7388? Face you dig, what up? So Blonde Jeff, yes, I've always been very interested in why he didn't greet Victor. I think because Victor is just not special. The same way how you had Megan in episode 1, Megan and Lauren Pratt, the victims of the grandmother creature. Megan may have not been special. Just because Megan was a child doesn't necessarily mean that Megan was special. Same thing with Victor. Victor may have survived because maybe, in my opinion, it's all theory, maybe the man in yellow and or the monsters captured Eloise and threatened Eloise if she does not work for them or do things for them, they'll hurt Victor. So Victor was spared and allowed to survive as a bargaining chip for the evil side to control Eloise. And that might be the reason why the monsters always know the plans of the people in the township, because Eloise could be telling them. The noob gamer, so Miranda didn't arrive with Christopher? I don't think so. Well, it's possible because we're talking timelines. So I think in the main timeline that we're observing, I think the Matthews come from a different timeline. And that's why Tabitha is seeing or saw Miranda in a vehicle different than Miranda's vehicle in the township. I also think Miranda had black hair in one timeline, like this current timeline, but in another timeline, she had brown hair. So it's possible in a different timeline, Miranda and Christopher came together. It's possible. But I think that, and we'll go back and look at it, that the reason why Tabitha is looking in Miranda's vehicle and there's cloth interior and it's different than the flashback is because we're looking at two different timelines as far as vehicles. So I think we're good as far as this, as far as understanding that Victor did not arrive, or the Kavanaughs did not arrive in the two with the two vehicles entering to the township the previous cycle. Is everybody good on this? Should I play it again? What's going on, Thinkers Think? Hello. So Michelle Williams says, okay, so from the first two car crash. Well, we don't know if it was a crash. We know two vehicles entered into the township at the same time. We don't know if it was a crash. He drew a brown car, which I guess is what Miranda was driving, and a white van, RV looking vehicle. I wonder who was driving that. Well, I mean, Victor, maybe your comment is before I played the clip, but Victor just said that 2 vehicles arrived in town after the boy in white. And the way Victor's talking is he told Ethan, not your 2 cars, the first 2 cars. So I think Victor is what I believe Victor is talking about during his quote unquote cycle. 2 vehicles entered into the township, and he was not a part of them. Whereas Ethan and the Matthews entered into the township the same time as Jade. So Blonde says, regardless of how the boy in white feels, Victor will always be special to the family. Okay. So Raw 7388, what did I miss? I mean, so far, 2 different timelines. Victor did not arrive in the first 2 cars, and Miranda had brown hair and black hair. Different timelines. That's about it. So Michael Sullivan, it'd be wild if a character could traverse timelines. I think Julie is traversing timelines because she's going backwards in the story from what we see in the main timeline, and she's also going backwards to the story from like her own timeline. So it's almost like there's 2 different stories, and that's the reason why, in my opinion, there's 2 different Man in Yellow characters. You have one Man in Yellow character in the main timeline who is more chatty, like he was with Julie, and he's more about infiltration. That's why he's Sophia in Yellow. Then you have the other Man in Yellow that Julie met while story walking. That Man in Yellow is more, we'll just say savage, where he's not interested in having a conversation. He's just chase after you and bite on you. So when Victor was saying the Man in Yellow came in a car and he was just like us and we were laughing and cracking jokes with him, it's because in the main timeline, Victor is describing the main Man in Yellow. Whereas another timeline, and timelines have been confirmed by Julie on MGM Plus's Instagram, Julie may have went backwards into the story while story walking, but she went to the organic timeline that her, Miranda, her, Tabitha, and Ethan come from as far as story walking. Right, Michelle says they showed Victor was drawing the crash, and remember, Victor draws what he sees. So Victor drawing the crash is further driving the point that Victor did not arrive with 2 vehicles at the same time. So I guess, you know what? Well, based off of that, there was a crash. Because, I mean, Victor drew a crash. So I must have... Basically, I was wrong when I said maybe the first 2 cars wasn't a crash, because Victor did draw a crash. So 2 vehicles came and they had a crash or a collision based off of Victor's drawing. So thank you, Michelle, for that. So I don't think Jade or Fatima have had a conversation. So I'm going to say no. So Mita says, well, Victor did draw a crash of 2 vehicles. So we're assuming that's when the 2 vehicles came and they crashed because he drew it. So Blonde says, I couldn't tell if it was the sun perhaps, but Miranda's hair looked much lighter in the new car scene versus the roof sailor. I think it's because it's 2 different Mirandas. All right, so I think we're done. We're good with this rocket a far away as far as establishing or Victor establishing that he was not in the two cars that first came into town. It was a crash, it was a collision, and Victor wasn't special. All right, so we're gonna go back to this right here. We're gonna play this one more time. So this is Miranda. I think this is when she first entered into the township. Don't know how many times she drove through, but I definitely believe this is when she first entered into the township, especially because we see her passing by the barn right there on the right, or her right. Drives a little bit, then there goes the gas station and what I believe is the greeting party. Now remember, when people are stuck in town and you realize you can't leave, there's no reason to continually drive your vehicle because there's nowhere to go. Unless you're going from the clinic to the town or from the town to Colony House, like an emergency, there's no reason to drive your vehicle and you'd be on foot. So that's why I believe this is when Miranda first came into town. So all right, so this makes it easier to see. All right. Oh, and just to let you all know, I do not believe Sophia is one of the girls. I think these are just two of the ladies in the town that greets people who enter and tell them, hey, you can't leave. And it may be that when people were seeing Miranda drive, that they saw that she was a woman, so they had women greet her. Remember, this is late 70s, early 80s, and it may have been where women greet women, men greet men. Because the 80s and the 70s were a different time. I don't want to, rehash that conversation, but, it is what it is. All right, so this is Miranda's vehicle. Now, it looks like it's a Volkswagen, but there are AMC Hornets that look just like it. This could be an AMC Hornet. It's very difficult to tell without looking at the front or the back. But there's an AMC Hornet that I'm going to show you that looks exactly like this, even though it has different handles, but it looks exactly like this. And then also will show Christopher's as well. So this is Tabitha going to the vehicle. This is the top of it. And this is the main timeline. Main timeline, Miranda's vehicle. She's looking on the inside, and we see this type of handle, cloth interior. We also see these brackets for the steering wheel. All we get is a side profile, unfortunately, but just the cloth seats, cloth inside of the door handle, and the brackets for the steering wheel, and the steering wheel itself is enough for us to say that this is a completely different vehicle than what Miranda drove into town. And in my opinion, it means another timeline. As in, and I think I've already said this, but I'll say it again. Tabitha, Ethan, and Julie in this theory come from a different timeline than the timeline where Miranda drove this vehicle. That's the reason why when Tabitha remembers being Miranda, it's a different vehicle. Is everybody on the same page that there is more than one timeline? So DM in a bunch of T's, like 1,000 T's, says Sophia is a daughter of Miranda and Tabito. So now we got Tabito, y'all. I don't know who Tabito is, but okay.
Sophia.
I don't know who Tabito is. Too many timelines. I think so far it may be at least, we know 2 for sure, it may be 3. It may be 3 timelines. When the people are in town, they need to be thinking, what timeline are you from? Who's president where you're from? What else? What is the nation's capital called? What is your nation called? If someone says, duh, it's the United States of Colombia, then you need to be like, whoa, of Colombia? Or if someone's like, yeah, the nation's capital is Columbia, DC, everybody knows that. Timeline. That could be the connection as far as people being in the town, and that could kind of help people figure stuff out, or that might make Julie open her mouth and say, oh yeah, I can time travel. Well, technically I can story walk, and I can time travel if in a previous part of the story, one of you all time traveled. Or someone could say, well, how many states are there in the nation? And if someone says, duh, there's like 70 states, then you know, okay, you're from a different timeline. Or if someone says, you know what, it's the United States of Colombia, and the continent is North Columbia, because Columbia is for Christopher Columbus, duh. Well, then now you know, oh, okay, different timelines. Different time, because where I'm from, it's Washington, D.C., United States of America. If they're like, America, what's that? What's America? Okay, now we got different timelines, and this is a big thing, because let's just say hypothetically that Jade, in remembering his past lives, those past lives are from different timelines. That means information that he has might not be applicable to the main timeline, including just like Tabitha. If Tabitha remembers stuff from a different timeline and she's like, oh yeah, in this past timeline I did this and did that, but that's a different timeline than we're currently in, then yeah, stuff you know may be useless. Everything Jay did in his past lives was from a different timeline. And that kind of may explain, okay, when Jay did the mushroom trip, and just hear me out, and I'll get back to the infographics. When Jay did the mushroom trip, it was kind of odd that the black Civil War soldier was shooting at him, but then in the mushroom trip was like docile. And it could be that the mushroom trip was information or former memories from a different timeline. So in the current timeline, the Civil War soldier was shooting at Jade because he could have been hostile to, we'll just say, people who don't look like him. But Jade's mushroom trip had different versions of himself from different timelines. So the door, and I'm gonna show you all the door, because I said the door was red, but it could have been red in Jade's other timeline, and in the current timeline it could be a different color. So look at this, and then this is the last sidetrack, I think. Probably not, but we'll sidetrack with this, and I'll get back to the Tabitha, Miranda, and all that. So here's the door. It looks brown, easily accessible. Just move a couple of objects to the left and you have access. But then Boyd had to break down a wall, and they go to this door. Now, in the previous episode, we see the door looks more like this color, but when you get closer to it, it does look a little bit red. But anyway, so in Jade's mushroom trip, that door was like easily accessible. Yet outside the mushroom trip, you gotta break into it. So it could be that stuff that Jade saw could be from another timeline. And when they open the door, it could be the darkness in the forest that Martin was talking about, nightmares. You couldn't begin to imagine things you were never meant to see. When Boyd met Martin, I believe in the future, that could have been the timeline that they're about to embark on. But Jay could be remembering this other timeline where maybe the stuff in the township was more palatable, and that's the reason why the door was not sealed. So going back to Tabitha, that could be what's going on. Tabitha needs to open her mouth and say, hey, I remember it being Miranda, but the vehicle was different. And then hopefully, it's a long shot, Julie and Victor can have a conversation. And Victor says, you know what? When I came up from the root cellar, when I was a boy, there was this vehicle. And Julie can say, oh, well, I saw this vehicle. Yeah, different vehicles, different time shifts, different timelines. They probably won't do that. So when Martin was wanting to lose his life versus going back to town and being freed, it could be because he is further in the timeline, in the current timeline. And that could be why Martin was talking about stuff in the forest they haven't seen yet, because in this timeline, that stuff hasn't been released yet. Okay, so this is definitely Miranda's vehicle. Victor sits on top of it, and Jade says, oh, this was your mother's car. So it looks like an AMC Hornet, just a 4-door sedan, and a different year than Christopher's. All right, so this is the inside of the vehicle. So you all can, it's the Hornet right there, and you see the brackets, you see the inside. And now we're going to look at screenshots of the AMC Hornet sold on the internet to compare it to. This is more of Miranda in the vehicle, leather seats, different bracket for the steering wheel. All right, so this is what's sold on the market. This is a 1976 AMC Hornet, and this is the inside, and it is a sedan, a 4-door sedan. And it looks exactly like what Miranda's driving, from the transmission shaft or transmission gear, the brackets right here, even the middle of the steering wheel, leather interior, and the Hornet right here. Same thing. All right, it's Christopher's vehicle.
His name was Christopher.
Okay, so we'll come back to this, because this is talking about Christopher's vehicle. All right, so again, this is, I may have mixed them up as far as in order. So this is a 4-door sedan. This is an AMC Hornet. Front's the same, side's the same. The handles are different. The handles are different, so maybe a different year, but as you can see, it is a 4-door sedan AMC Hornet. This is the inside of the AMC Hornet. Same vehicle. Side profile, inside. This is the back of it. It looks similar to Christopher's vehicle, because in my opinion, Miranda and Christopher both had AMC Hornets. So this is another front. This is a front profile of the AMC Hornet 4-door sedan. It is a 1976. So you can see the bottom of it. Yeah. So it is a 1976 AMC Hornet Sportabout with the sporty interior that you would see here. So on the show, we can't see the front and back of Miranda's vehicle. We really can't see we see the back of Christopher's vehicle, not really the front, but the same thing that we see is what Miranda's driving. I mean, hers is green, like this one right here. And this is the front of the same AMC Hornet 4-door sedan. And a mom would get this because it looks like a Volkswagen, or it's a vehicle where it's 4 doors so your kids can get in the back seat. And this is a side profile, same vehicle, door handles are different than what's in the vehicle in the junkyard. And it could be like maybe a 1 year difference, but besides the handles, I mean, it looks like the same vehicle as far as the body, the shape of it, everything except for just a different color than what's on the show for Miranda. Let me go to the comment section. So Julie's wig has joined us, y'all. Julie's wig. Oh man, you know what?
If she can help us figure out what's going on here, she stays out of the box.
Yeah, Julie's wig stays out of the box, y'all. Julie's wig stays out of the box. I don't know if you're still in here, Julie's wig, but yesterday we had a ball going on and on and on about your wig. On and on and on. Matter of fact, can somebody get Julie's wig a channel membership so I can mod her up? I want Julie's wig to be a permanent staple on this channel. Anyway, let me stop goofing around. All right. Right, see, Michelle Williams. Hey, Julie's wig. What's going on, Amanda? Yeah, Julie's wig in the house. Yeah. Is Joyce here? Because we were asking about Joyce as well. All right. So this is AMC 4-door sedan Hornet. Now we're talking about Christopher's vehicle. You see 1973 AMC hatchback. Let me adjust this, make it easier to see. The 1973 Hornet hatchback is said to be unrestored survivor with only 25,000. Okay, this is somebody trying to sell it. But you can see that the 4-door and the 2-door look the same as far as the front and the back. So this looks like it's Christopher's vehicle as a 2-door 1973 AMC Hornet hatchback. So the one I showed you for Miranda, I showed you a 1976. And let's see. So I showed you 1976 for what I believe Miranda was driving, that Hornet. And I think that Christopher's is a 1973. So 2 different years, same vehicle. Just like they did here with Victor leaving the root cellar and seeing one vehicle in the front, and Julie, while walking in town, while story walking, saw another vehicle in the front. And it's supposed to be the same town, same situation. All the vehicles were the same, except for those 2. They're the same make and model, just different years. I think it's the same way with Christopher and Miranda. That Miranda is just driving a different year than what, and as far as in this shot, Miranda's driving a different year, same make and model of the vehicle in the main timeline that we see right here. All right, so we'll look at pictures of Christopher's car, then I'll play that clip that I keep skimming over. So this is so for Christopher, it's a 1973 AMC Hornet hatchback. So it is a Hornet. It's a close-up shot of it. Looks just like Christopher's car. Same handles and everything. And this is a front profile of the AMC Hornet. Two-door. They called it hatchback back then. Now they call them like a coupe. But it's just based off the dimensions as far as whether it's a coupe or a sedan. And this is the back of it. It looks like the back of Christopher's car on the show or in the show. This is the interior of the same vehicle. AMC Hornet 2-door. Interior looks just like the inside of Miranda's vehicle that she's driving on the flashback, because I believe it's the same make and model, just different year, different square feet. And just to kind of point out some stuff, you see how brackets match Miranda's, the Hornet right there. It's cloth interior though. But it still is the same dash and everything that is equivalent to what Miranda was driving, just different year. So I believe this is an AMC Hornet, and what is Miranda's vehicle in the main timeline that's in the same junkyard is an AMC Hornet.
His name was Christopher.
All right, so we're going to look at Christopher's vehicle on the in the episode. This is season 2, episode 5. So that is Miranda's vehicle. Jay just got through playing, and now I believe this is the inside of Christopher's vehicle right here. Let me make sure. Yeah, no, is it? No, it's not. I'm wrong. Sorry about that. All right, so we never get to see the inside of Christopher's vehicle. All right, so there it is. That is, we can kind of see the back of Christopher's vehicle, and it looks equivalent to the screenshots I was showing you for the 2-door hatchback AMC Hornet. Same body, same rear. We really can't see the front of it that well, but just based off the side profile, I think it is the AMC Hornet. So you can kind of see the back of it. And it's equivalent to what I just showed on the clip. So I think that Miranda and Christopher both had the same make and model, just different year as far as the AMC Hornets that they had, as far as the main timeline. Now, the alternate timeline, don't know. But I do not think that Miranda was driving Christopher's vehicle into the township. I believe that was her vehicle. It's just the AMC Hornet may have just been a popular vehicle to drive. Equivalent to how in America, a popular vehicle is the Chevy Impala. There's a 2-door Chevy Impala that's more sporty, that like men would want. Then you got the 4-door sedan Chevy Impala that families would get if they had children. So we really don't get a chance to see much of the vehicle that is Christopher's. We get this blurry shot right here that shows the front of Christopher's vehicle, and it's equivalent to what I was showing as far as examples of what's being sold right now. So they don't really give us much, but I think that the the conclusion for all this is just the fact or idea that there's just different timelines. And that's the reason why when Tabitha looked into Miranda's vehicle and had a flashback and showed another vehicle, it's two different timelines. Not that she was driving Christopher's vehicle. Let's see. So Janelle says, did we discuss Henry as Martin theory? Yeah, on the other channel, it was like everybody was Martin, basically. Oh, you know what? I missed this. So sorry, I missed this. Super Chat stops the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Amanda, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I appreciate it. So Eugene says, that's funny. When I saw the trailer, I thought that looked like Sophia. You mean the greeting party, who I think is the greeting party when... Okay, we do get a chance to see the front of Christopher's vehicle. Right there. And it does look like the front of the AMC Hornet that I showed as far as screenshots. I think that Miranda and Christopher were both driving AMC Hornets, just different years. But the main takeaway is not really to sell you a vehicle, but just the idea that the reason why Tabitha, when looking inside of Miranda's vehicle, saw cloth interior, cloth seats, a different steering wheel bracket and everything else, and even door handle from the flashback is because it's two different vehicles, two different timelines, and Miranda's not driving Christopher's vehicle without Christopher. Miranda is driving her vehicle. It's just a different year from the vehicle that's in the main timeline, equivalent to how when Victor left the root cellar and went to the middle of town, or was walking into the middle of the street in town after the massacre, that vehicle is different than the vehicle when Julie was story walking in the massacre when the man in yellow had attacked her. Same make and model vehicle, 2 different years. Same thing with this. This one is different than this one because 2 different timelines, 2 different vehicles, 2 different Mirandas. I think Tabitha and the rest of the Matthews are from this timeline. And I think when Tabitha was having the vision, season 1, episode 9, while going up the lighthouse, that may have been from a 3rd timeline. We may be dealing with at least 3 timelines total. At least 3 timelines total. And that's the reason why when Tabitha picked up Ethan's book, it looked different than the books that we've seen on the show. Let me show you that real briefly. So when Tabitha picked up Ethan's objects in the lighthouse during that, I guess, vision or something, I think Tabitha was story walking. Or she could have been just remembering being Miranda or a different version of herself. But that's the reason why this book which looks pink, does not exist on the show. And during this scene, there was an ambulance, fire truck, and a couple of other things that Tabitha either passed by or picked up, and then she knocked over the glass bottle and it went down the steps. So Olivia, the ballerina, and the nurse from the last episode is the same woman. So it is two different actresses, but it could be the same character. But it's definitely two different actresses talking about the ballerina and the nurse. I made a video about that. Okay, so I think we're good on this.
If you haven't done so, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like the stream, fam. That helps with the algo. And welcome all. Don't forget to like, sub, and share. Thank you.
Yes, please and thank you.
If you haven't had a chance to do so, go ahead and smash that like button. Thank you very much.
So I think we're good on this as far as two different timelines talking about the vehicles. Now we can get down to the reason you clicked on the video, which is this Sophia, the real Sophia, not Man in Yellow Sophia? Is this the real Sophia as far as being one of the two girls? I'm going to say it's unclear. So we'll look at Miranda driving into the township, and we'll see what we can make out. So you can't see anything there. All right, so we have the unedited video on top of the edited video. This is the best we got as far as being able to see them. So we can try to zoom in, but we can't really make out any faces. They're not in the credits on IMDb or in the credits at the end of the episode. So we can't even look them up in real life. So this is Miranda. Yeah, it's kind of hard that some people have said maybe one of them had glasses on. I don't see glasses on either one of their faces. And they definitely are not wearing a dress. So neither one of them are wearing a dress that Sophia is currently wearing. Neither one of them are wearing glasses. To me, they don't look like Sophia, but their faces are blurry, so we don't know who it is. And we can't even tell if it's an actress already used before in the background or something. It's very difficult to make heads or tails, but what we can say is that neither one of them has a dress on that looks like Sophia. Neither one of them is wearing glasses. I think these are just a part of the greeting party, and that's the reason why they're standing side by side like that at the gas station, because they're there, in my opinion, to greet Miranda entering into the township. Because Miranda's a woman, and I guess the greeting party is going to be a woman. So Starscream says Sophia doesn't necessarily have glasses though. Well, she's wearing glasses on the show. And there were glasses in the suitcase that she put on when it was Sophia in yellow. So I imagine that the glasses were a part of the clothing. And that's just maybe what the real Sophia, if there was a real Sophia, was wearing in this theory. But neither one of these look like they could even resemble Sophia at all. But again, it is blurry, so it's very difficult to make out facial features. But they definitely are not wearing the clothes that Sophia is currently wearing. And the reason why I think it's significant as far as what was in the suitcase when the man in yellow opened it up is because... So the man in yellow shapeshifted into Sophia. And the clothes that was provided for him fit Sophia. So because the clothing fit the Sophia personality or form, and I guess the Sophia form had a certain body type and build. The body type and build that man in yellow was shapeshifting into would have to match the clothing provided for him. Because if not, it would have been awkward her coming into the township in clothes that are too big or too small. And she's a Catholic. Well, she was portraying herself to be a priest's daughter. So we know the clothes couldn't be tight or form-fitting that we see women wear right now. And it couldn't be too big because it's like, when the last time you've been shopping? So the clothes had to fit Sophia. So for the clothes to fit Sophia, that means the man in yellow had to shapeshift into a persona that would match the clothes, and the clothes would match the person. So in my opinion, if Sophia was an actual person, and this was going to be one of them was going to be Sophia, more than likely that one of these would look like Sophia and have on the same clothes as Sophia. Especially since when you're in the township, you're limited in the clothes that you can wear. So I imagine that you would want to wear stuff that fits you and that can help you run away from monsters and whatnot. So if one of these was Sophia, they would be wearing the Sophia outfit, but I could be completely wrong. I could be wrong. So Michael Sullivan, taller girls, facial structure stronger than Sophia. Yeah. Mita says it's a long strawberry blonde hair. Yeah. I mean, you can barely make out facial features, but I do not think Sophia is either one of these. And it's daytime, so I don't think it is the monsters. Or one of the monsters. I mean, in my opinion, I think that the only thing the show experienced before Boyd freed the music box monster was monsters that come at night. So Amanda says, what if the man in yellow saves the clothes nicely packed in that suitcase for next time? Could be. But we know he was in his yellow suit during Victor's timeline because Victor said that when the man in yellow arrived in the vehicle, he had on the yellow suit. We thought it was funny. So if he had if the man in yellow used the Sophia persona or form plus a dress, he didn't use it while Victor was young. What? Starscream, you know what? You know what? See, so Starscream just gave a Fatima is Martin comment saying also it is likely Sophia is a hood church girl. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. What are we doing?
Simping activate.
I think you're projecting, and that's what you want. I think you want her to be a hood church girl, and that's what you're basically doing a confirmation bias. And that's okay, because I posted a picture of Julia Doyle on the community tab, and a lot of y'all were like, yeah, she could eat my liver. So it is what it is.
You're my special friend.
Yeah. A lot of y'all were like, yeah, the man in yellow could eat me if they're looking like Julia Doyle. And I'm like, you know what?
Would you ever think that this innocent little face could do anything to hurt you? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Because that's how we get you.
So Starscream says, no, the outfit is that of a good church girl. You said hood. Right. Michelle Williams is like, laugh out loud at hood church girl. You put, no, okay, you I guess you corrected it and put good underneath. I don't know. The G and the H are next to each other on the keyboard, but I think you meant hood girl. I think you meant hood church girl, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
But that's okay.
Okay? Get your hood church girl on. Do not be ashamed.
Slayer.
Be proud. Be proud to get the hood church girl. Because when you think about it, all church girls should be good. So there really isn't a reason to say good church girl. They all should be good, or that is kind of the thought process of a church girl, is that she's good. If it's a bad church girl, I think you do have to say bad church girl, but church girl, I think, is automatically good. And it's okay. So Starscream says she holds her Bible sideways. She probably does, because she's a G. She probably does because she's a G. And that's cool. And that's cool. Because sometimes when you're like battling against the devil, battling against Satan, you got to pull out your strap and start playing Duck Hunt. You got to play Duck Hunt. So Michael Sullivan says, I've known some bad church girls. They chose their cover like Sophia did. Yeah. And notice that Mike said bad church girl, because you got to say bad when you're describing the bad ones. The good ones, the church girl standard is good. All right. So enough about that. So I think it's reasonable to believe that, yeah, Sophia is neither one of these, and that clears up that. Unless episode 8, 9, or 10, or season 5 of From on MGM Plus, Amazon Prime shows different. I think these were just two ladies that were greeting Miranda when she first came into the township, and that's it. That's it. That's all. Yeah, Eddie's right. Sophia did say she had to contact her mother. I think people kind of wrote that off because, I mean, you can't make phone calls. And then doesn't make sense. Nobody has asked any questions about Sophia's story with a Catholic priest as her father. And correct me if I'm wrong, but also she said she needs to contact her mother. So, I mean, in my opinion, I think someone like Tabitha, who is Catholic, would be the one to ask questions. And that may be the reason why we see Sophia reading up on material when Sarah walked in to talk to Sophia, and maybe in the trailer for episode 8, she's reading paperwork to study in case she is quizzed. So Michael Sullivan says, Sophia's story has more holes than Jim's corpse. Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
Have you ever wondered if maybe this is all just a dream?
Yeah. Your story is just a dream. So Michelle says she was just trying to get back to the car. So Amanda says, I still think the people will read the priest's letters and finds he says he doesn't have kids. Well, if they get a chance to get to those papers, because Sophia may end up throwing them away.
It's the strangest thought, but I just can't shake it. We're trapped in a town we can't escape from, surrounded by monsters that come from the forest at night. None of it feels real, does it? Have you ever wondered if maybe this is all just a dream?
Well, we know Henry's not going to be the one to help solve the mystery. He's too busy getting wasted. So that's pretty much it for the vehicles. So, greeting party. Okay, so before we go to this next part, does anybody have anything as far as Miranda's hair? As far as let's see, well, Miranda's hair, at least 3 timelines, maybe 2, at least 2, maybe 3, or Sophia maybe being one of the 2 girls that I think greeted Miranda in front of the barn. So Olivia says, I believe everyone will see something different in the Viewmaster. They might. They might. So Michael Sullivan says the room painting thing has to go somewhere. It should. It should. All right. So I mentioned this before in the past, and people have they didn't watch that video. They don't remember, but I'm going to show you why not only is Victor's memory bad, but Victor and Eloise were in the root cellar longer than a second. So are we ready? Are we ready? So Amanda says, Henry just found out he is in a strange place with 2 other of his wife's husbands who wouldn't drink a little. Well, I mean, if Henry plays his cards right, Tabitha doesn't have a husband anymore. She's not interested in Jade. Henry might be able to get him a young tenderoni.
I shouldn't be here. I'm not strong enough for this.
That part I can't help you with. So you better figure it out.
Yeah, he might get himself a young tenderoni in Tabitha because she's a single mom and she's going to need some help. Michelle says Henry was drinking way before he got to Frumville. He was. All right. So this is Victor and Tabitha, season 2, episode 8. He pops open Christopher's trunk. Looks just like the pictures that I just showed for the example of the vehicle. He sees Eloise's pictures that he hid in Christopher's trunk. So, okay, this is the part right here. They're going through the pictures. So, first thing, I think this is these are Eloise's pictures. Eloise drew what I believe is Boyd either playing duck hunt with Abby to save people, or this is Abby playing duck hunt. So either this is Boyd having to take out Abby or Abby taking out the people in the township. And then this could be the bus when it arrived at the end of season 1 for season 2. All right, so we got the Civil War soldiers right there. Eloise and Victor. I still think that it was Eloise who made the picture of the man in yellow that Victor ended up burying in the back of, or in the behind the peach truck. And then this could be Sarah and the voices. Okay. So this is the part right here. I want y'all to pay attention to this part. Looks dark to me, but who cares? Okay. I mean, I think Miranda's hair is dark. Like, it's not really brown, but it's kind of more of a darker color, especially because both her kids' hair is black. And we're talking about the late 70s, early 80s. What do y'all think? This is not what I wanted to show y'all, but still. So to answer Mita's asking, why do you think Victor, hid the pics in Christopher's car, not his mom's? I mean, Victor said he wanted to hide Eloise's pictures where he wouldn't have to see him anymore. He just picked Christopher's vehicle. There's different speculation as to why that could be, but it may be because, Victor was terrified of Jasper way more than the monsters. I mean, we think about it, Victor was terrified of Jasper like he was terrified of the man in yellow. So it could be that while Christopher was alive, Victor may have had a bad experience with Christopher. So Jessica says, Tabitha's Eloise. Everybody is Eloise. Everybody's Eloise. Okay. She hugs both of them. Here's the part. In all seriousness, pay attention to this part. She hugs both of them. Victor breaks down, remembers his mom. She hugged both of them. All right. Miranda's now leaving. It's okay. I'll be right back. You're not going to be back. She leaves. No. Okay. So I've already did a video on this, but this is not what I want y'all to necessarily pay attention to, but I just want to show you this anyway. This is Miranda. Miranda's going up. And you see how her feet are pointed to the left? She went into the township. All right? So here's what I want you to pay attention to. Look at this position right here. Eloise's arm is around Victor. Victor's arm is around Eloise. With me so far? So Amanda says, Spade, you're not going to be back. I'm going to be back. All right. So Eloise's arm is around Victor. Victor's arms around Eloise. Miranda's going to the left. Spoiler alert. Eloise is going to go to the right. I'll show that, but I don't want you to focus on that. So this is the pose when Miranda goes up the steps, right? This is the pose that they're both in, arms wrapped around each other. Then you go to this. So one frame over, Eloise's arm is behind Victor. Victor's looking down. Victor's looking across, whereas Eloise is looking up. Let me rewind this. If the next shot happened right when Miranda left, Victor should be looking up just like Eloise. Eloise is looking up because she's thinking about leaving. So Victor's got his arm around Eloise. Eloise has her arm around Victor. Next shot, Victor has his hand around Eloise. How could Eloise just simply go forward if her arm's around Victor? Let me do it again. Just think about yourself. Someone has their arm around you. You have your arm around them. Okay? For Eloise to go forward, she would have to drop her arm. Now, she would have to either move her arm up over Victor's arm to move forward, or she would have to drop her arm and her arm would be hanging, and she would have to basically get her arm from around Victor. Like Victor has her in a hold, like you not going nowhere. So for Eloise to go forward, she would have to bring her arm up, or she'd bring her arm down. And if she brought her arm down, she would have to kind of get it over Victor's arm. Either way, you have to get your arm over Victor's shoulder to go forward. So Eloise's left arm is behind Victor. Victor's arm is underneath her armpit. But then the next shot, she's able to just go forward. She wouldn't be able to go forward like that if her arm is around or behind his arm. So when Victor said, Eloise told Victor that Miranda was going to the lighthouse, they may have been down there for like a whole hour plus or 30 minutes plus having this conversation, and Eloise moved her arm to where it's in front of Victor's right arm, and he, I guess, repositioned his arm so that in a way she could now just go forward, because she couldn't just simply just go forward if her arm is behind his shoulder in any type of capacity. Yeah, with me so far? Okay. You all are sidebar conversation, nothing wrong with that. So, all right, so it's 100 people in here. Y'all better like the video. If you're not going to comment, at least like the video.
I think you have a problem, Kenny. He made such funny noises.
So I'm going to stick smiley on you if y'all don't at least like the video. You said I'm good. No, I'm not good. I need my likes. I need my likes. Okay, so yeah, 100 people in here. Smiley is gonna get you if you don't like the video. Matter of fact, I'm going to kick you off the stream.
Just kidding.
All right, just kidding. All right, so back to this mystery. Okay, so remember, for Eloise to just simply walk forward, she would have had to have repositioned her arm in order to just walk forward like that. It's no way she could just take off if her arm is behind Victor and his arm is underneath her armpit. She would have to, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but she would have to move her left arm over his shoulder, and he would have to move for her to do that. Or she could drop her arm, but even if she drops her arm, she would still have to kind of reposition herself to just go forward. And then look how like his hand is on her shoulder. He's got a grip on her, yet he barely is touching her. That's why she was able to just go forward like that without any type of resistance. With the double hug they were doing here, and now all of a sudden she's taken off. So they more than likely have been in this position for a while, and that's the reason why Victor is no longer looking up, but looking straight as if he's in deep thought. And that's how Eloise told Victor that their mom was going to the lighthouse, and it seems like she ran after her mom, but she didn't. Based off of this right here. Now, you could say maybe continuity, maybe it's a production issue, blah, 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 blah. I doubt that they would have taken a break and then put them side by side and not have them in the same position unless they were meaning to do this on purpose. So when Miranda left and went, her feet are positioned to the left. When Miranda left the root cellar, and I believe she was running back to town, when you look at a map and see where the root cellar is positioned, Eloise runs after her mom. Oh, I thought we were deep in thought. Nope. Now Victor's looking shocked, and now he's looking up. So, double arm, brother and sister, we're having a conversation. Eloise was probably going on and on and on about what she saw in visions, what she saw with her mom, and this and that. See ya. See ya. So,
See ya.
Okay. All right. So Eloise goes forward. Now Eloise is going, and she's gonna go out of. And also another thing, another way to indicate that time has passed, like it is. We know that Eloise didn't run after Miranda when she left the root cellar, because when Miranda went to the very top, the root cellar doors open, and then when Eloise goes up there, the door's closed. So yeah, it wasn't like right after Miranda, especially because of the double arm thing, and then now Eloise is running after Miranda. But Eloise, she goes to the right. So Miranda went left back into town. Eloise went right. The only thing that's to the right is either the clinic or the forest. And this is why I believe, in my opinion, in this theory, that Eloise was captured by the man in yellow and or monsters, and they were holding her and telling her, if you don't listen to us, we're going to hurt Victor. And that's the reason, or how, Victor was able to survive for decades and even according to Victor, see the man in yellow munching on Miranda, and the man in yellow just went away. Because Victor said that he thought the man in yellow was not real because he hadn't seen him. And I think that's the reason why, is that the man in yellow and the monsters left Victor alone because they were grooming Eloise and telling Eloise, if you listen to us, we won't harm Victor. That may even be how Victor was fed. Maybe, okay, I've made comments that Victor may have been munching on people. Let's just say he wasn't munching on people. It may be that, yes, the man in yellow and or townspeople and or a cult that may be in town that's doing stuff, they may have been leaving food out for Victor and feeding him because they know Eloise could see Victor in her visions and would know Victor is okay because he's eating, they're feeding him, taking care of him, not bothering him. So it could be the evil side was taking care of Victor, leaving food out for him, not harming him, because they know that Eloise would be able to see Victor using her ability, and while grooming Eloise, they said, hey, if you don't listen to us and don't help us, we harm Victor. And that might be the reason why on the show, we don't see the monsters say anything to Victor, except for when Victor went into the cave system with Henry to get Jasper. The swing coat creature says, if you keep coming down here, one day we'll make you stay. We know the monsters are always one step ahead of the humans. Remember on the last episode 7, the monsters were positioned in front of the doors of the buildings before Kenny left the sheriff's station. So if Victor is in the town, in the cave system, the monsters will know where to be at and they would get him, but they don't in this theory because of Eloise. I think Eloise is alive. I think Eloise may be on the other side of the door in Colony House. And that might be, I don't know when a wall was put up on the door of Colony House or in the basement of Colony House, but I think it would be possible Eloise has been living on the other side of the door, perhaps with other people, and she's just been conditioned. And now she may have Stockholm Syndrome. She may have been the one who painted the cave painting that was below the Matthews house that Tabitha saw after she fell through the basement when she was digging. Season 1. It may be Eloise has been doing all that. Because you think about it, why would the monsters be painting something on a wall? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? So Dark Lord, oh, you know what? So Dark Lord says maybe an apparition like Mama sustained Victor. Could be, or it could be, it could be that, or it could be like maybe the kimono woman was sustaining Victor. Could have been the kimono woman giving Victor stuff and taking care of him and having conversation with him. I mean, Victor forgot he had a sister. So it's possible that he forgot a lot of stuff because of trauma or maybe some supernatural force made Victor forget about Eloise and a lot of things so that Victor would not go looking for Eloise. Because if Victor went to go look for Eloise and they're in the same place, Eloise might be like, okay, we got to get out of here. We got to escape. I want to keep you safe. And then that would have messed a lot of things up for the evil side. So Michael Sullivan says, I could definitely see an Eloise reveal being part of the finale. Yeah. I mean, I think I believe they had Eloise go to the right for a reason. And they had Miranda with her feet positioning going to the left for a reason. And then in this shot, Eloise's arm is over Victor's shoulder. Now all of a sudden she's able to go forward and not have to reposition her body. Yeah, she was down there for a while talking to Victor to the point where he was in deep thought, not thinking about anything. And then Eloise just took off. So for all we know, there may have been, for all we know, Victor may remember, oh, Eloise told me that she was going to go after her mom and I was supposed to do something else and I messed up. I mean, if Victor forgot about his sister completely and we're getting this as far as a flashback when Victor breaks down crying with Tabitha in the back of Christopher's vehicle, it's reasonable to believe that this is not the full memory. Eloise may have given Victor instruction on what to do, and Victor may have dropped the ball. Yeah. So there's no way Eloise could just simply just walk forward like that if her arm is around Victor. She would have had to reposition her body and do a bunch of stuff, but yeah. And then look at this. One last thing, and I'll leave you all alone for the weekend. Victor's arm is up here on her shoulder. But here, his arm is down here on her arm. His hand is right here on her arm. So, Victor, you got some explaining to do. Your hand is right here, kind of like in the middle of her arm. Next shot, his arm's around her shoulder. Here's what I think happened and why it's like this. I think that they both dropped their arms at one point and they were like this and talking. Eloise was freaking out, panicking, and Victor put his arm around her to comfort her. And that's the reason why his hand is right here. But then it's now moved up to her shoulder. Because for Eloise to drop her arm, he would drop his. And I think they had like a whole conversation. And next thing you know, his hand is on her shoulder to comfort her. Eloise is panicking and she takes off. So what do you think? What do you think? So Shaquaya, I am queen. It's probably a continuity thing. Why do we say that? Why do we say it's got to be continuity?
Unfrickin' believable.
Why it's got to be a continuity? Why can it not be that they had a longer conversation than what it appears they had, and they may have been down there for hours before Eloise left?
No, I have done around. You pick, look at me. You don't get to pick and choose what you tell us. Everything you know, everything you've seen, it all matters.
Shaquaya, it all matters. IMC Queen, it all matters. It all matters. You can't say, continuity, it's a bug on the outside of the house. No, it all matters. It all matters.
Because that may be how we go home. Don't you want that? Wouldn't you like to go home?
This is my home.
So IMC Queen says this show has shown us a couple of times the writing is bad with continuity. Okay. So let me ask you this. Do you like the show? Do you like the show? I'll wait for you to respond if you still like the show or not. Behind Severance and Silo. Wow. You know what? You know what? IMC Queen, we got to put you in. It's supposed to be a happy environment. We're all yeah, got to put you in. It's supposed to be a happy environment. Everybody's supposed to be from. We got to put you in the box. We got to put you in. Fans of the show, but you got to go. Yeah, you made us do it. You made us do it. IMC Queen, you said not gonna lie, this season of From is actually the worst. Yeah, you in the box. You gotta go. You're in the box. Unfortunately, you're a From planer. From planer, you're in the box. The worst season, yeah, you're in the box. We'll see you later. We'll see you later. No one block her. She can comment, but she basically is excommunicated. I'm not even going to read her comments anymore because she's just committed a sin. I can't believe this. Yeah.
Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera.
Yep. In the box. So if y'all want to know, hey, why do you always have channel member chats? Because some people got to go in the box. Some people got to go in the box. Yeah. So, sad day. All right, so yeah. Eloise goes forward, and I think a lot of time passed. Even though it's still daytime when Eloise goes up, I think an hour, maybe 30 minutes, enough time had passed for the repositioning of arms and for Victor to go from, responding in kind to his sister to where his hand's on her shoulder, but then he removes it and puts it back up to comfort her, and then she just takes off. Yep. So there's that. So Michael Sullivan says, I like Silo, but From is on another level. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so it's basically been 2 hours of going through this. So what do you think? What do you think? All right, and so to kind of further drive the point home of why Miranda would be in a 4-door sedan, AM Hornet or AMC Hornet, it's because just like Henry has a 4-door vehicle. Henry's got a 4-door vehicle because family. And we know that that is Miranda's vehicle because that's the reason why Victor was sitting on top of it while Jade was playing the violin. So what do you think? What do you think? So Mel Ryan says, I believe the vision monster portraying Father Khatri wants the people to open the door because there's a source of power behind it that would make him even stronger and enable him to cause havoc. I agree. I mean, Martin, when being captive in the dungeon, was telling Boyd, there's darkness in the forest, nightmares you couldn't begin to imagine, things you were never meant to see, as if it was so terrible going back to town or just being alive that Martin would choose death over freedom. So I agree that it might be stuff released that's going to make it kind of crazy behind that door. So thank you, Jessica Newberry, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. So Jessica says, I agree, Eloise is behind the door. Yeah. I think they're going to bring Eloise onto the show. That'd be a great way to get an exposition dump and to get some information from or about the evil side that couldn't be obtained with the opening of eyes while Jade was playing at the faraway tree or Jade's mushroom trip. So thank you. I appreciate it. Jessica, I appreciate it. So Neo said, or this is, well, 7370 says, one of the cast said at the end of season 4 is going to be something completely abstract, so he probably won't be able to guess what it is. Probably so. I mean, people have already probably seen it because, you know, a lot of people are using press credentials to see the seasons ahead or episodes ahead than the rest of us. So the spoilers are probably already out there on what it is. So thank you, Adventurous Exile, for giving 5 Parkland Media gift memberships. I appreciate it. So thank you, Adventurous Exile. I appreciate it. All right, so if you received a membership, don't forget to thank Adventurous Exile for that. So the next time there is a member chat, you'll be able to chat. So thank you. All right, so so TCP says it's a simulation. They're in crypto pods. Are we still on the simulation theory? Are we still doing that? I think at this point, with it being the end or towards the end of season 4 and only one season left, I think at this point, you know, simulation, aliens is out the window. Yeah, if you're somebody who's like, it's alien, the simulation, Matrix, I think you're taking an L. Because if they were going to pull aliens and or simulation out, then they would have already have done that.
Fail.
Yeah, so you may be taking an L. So Mel Ryan 8312 says, what if Sarah is the one destined to guide everyone, and they're telling us all along through the song? So Que Sera Sera is about Sarah? Que Sera Sera is about Sarah.
Que sera, sera. Whatever will be.
I mean, could be. I mean, Sarah did, while Sarah was talking to Boyd, she mentioned the crimes of the past of trying to take out Ethan and leaving the door open, which caused casualties. It's in my opinion, Sarah's going to do something to try to redeem herself. So I think if anything, she'll be sacrificing herself to save others, and that'll be her redemption, because no matter what Sarah does, people are not going to like her or respect her in town. It's just not going to happen. So thank you, Adventurous Exile, for gifting another Parkland Media membership. I appreciate it. Yeah, so right now, Adventurous Exile is putting in their work. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So 7370 says, I think it'll be some demon folklore realm that will be tied to the real world, and then at the end of the town will return to the real world and the evil spirit dispelled, or they continue in a spinoff. I mean, it could be. It could be. There is the aspect of the show being about Catholicism, and we know at the end of Catholicism is Revelation, and that's the end of the world. That could be the direction that From is going in as far as end of the world. So that could be, what you're saying could be a thing. So Music says, I think that song fits Julie more, since the song is about a little girl asking about the future while in the past, but Julie can now jump from time to, well, it says now, you know, when I was a little boy. I guess like the original is a little bit different, but yeah, Julie can now jump from time to, well, she can go backwards into the story to a previous episode. So she's limited in what she can do, and that might be the reason why future Julie story walked to where Jim was, season 3, episode 10, because she can only go backwards to a part of the story that's either been told or while we're watching it. So TCP 147, explain away these coincidences. So the Boyds, what is that? BOIDS, what? The Boyd's computer simulation in the 80s was made to replicate fish and bird behavior. Boyd is known as Mr. Fish and Loaves. Mr. Fish and Loaves is, you know, talking about Jesus, and that Boyd was a logistician when he was in the army. So they called him Mr. Fish and Loaves because he was able to provide supply or sustenance and make things happen. So the Mr. Fish and Loaves is kind of like a play on Jesus with the fish and loaves, which goes into the Catholicism themes of the show. Now, as far as the Boyd's computer simulation in the 80s, I think that's completely different at this point. So I think anything that would have something to do with fish and bird or fish and bread, you could try to juxtapose it to from. But I think at this point, it's supernatural and it's Catholicism, and that's what we got. But I don't think you're wrong. I think there's no wrong answers, and anything could be the right answer. So TCP, so Boyd's and Boyd doesn't mean anything, and they both just happen to be about birds and fish. Nothing to see there. Okay. Well, I mean, okay.
Oh, okay, sure.
That's just it. You could say anything that sounds like Boyd, you could try to find a way to have it juxtaposed to the show. It's just that we're at it's 5 seasons total, and we're at the end of season 4. And it's like, if it's going to be aliens and or computer simulation, I think we would have gotten something concrete by now. I think we would have gotten something by now. I don't think it would be a season 5 aliens or season 5 computer simulation like it's Alice in Borderlands. In my opinion, I think the time for a simulation would have been season 1 or season 2. At this point, we're kind of, I think we're going to be going down the path of supernatural, and that's it. Yeah. Okay, so TCP 147 has another one. So 7370 says, what do you think of this? Behind the door is the giant spider entity that has to capture Victor to initiate the next phase of the new cycle, and season 5 has to stop the process. Well, I mean, we saw a spider back there when Jade had the mushroom trip, so there could be a giant spider back there. I don't think Victor is special. I think he's just a guy who the evil side just didn't get. So as far as initiating the next phase of the new cycle, I think every cycle ends when a version of Jade and Tabitha die. So I think to initiate the next phase of the cycle, Jade and Tabitha would die. So Blonde Jeff says aliens. Are you saying aliens? Uh-oh. So TCP 147. Okay, I'll give you another one. Jade, the name is the computer program language made by the Jade Corporation software company that was founded in 1978, same year as the massacre Victor was in. Okay. I could dig it. So 147, Jade is the creator from. He's the programming language of this simulation. Okay. Aliens and simulation. Okay. Okay. Could be. Could be simulation. Could be aliens. I personally think it's supernatural forces. And it's going to be supernatural for the rest of the show. But okay. 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 So yeah, we've been here a good 2 hour plus. No redirect. What I planned for the redirect today, we did yesterday with the barbershop. I'm at barbershop, but with the whole, there was a theory that someone put out that Boyd is Martin because Boyd's hairline matched Martin. It was something crazy. And I'm like, okay. That's how crazy it got yesterday. So let's see. I think let's see. Okay. So for those of you who are like, you know what? I think Boyd is Martin, this or that is Martin. I'm going to say this much. There was a theory we went through yesterday. It got really silly. So for those of you all who were on the live stream yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. What's up with this? This is normally associated with a barber shop. It's in the front of Colony House, the Victorian Mansion. What's up with that? I think some of you all who are like, it's a simulation, it's aliens. This seems like some alien stuff to have a barber shop thing. Let me look up what it actually means, or what it's actually called. So that's called a barber's pole. It is a centuries-old symbol that historically advertised that the shop offered both haircuts and medical procedures like tooth extraction and bloodletting. That is barber's pole. The design of the pole is deeply rooted in that medical history. Let me show y'all this. So this is according to AI. Barber's pole. The swirly thing is called a barber's pole. Why is there a barber's pole on the front of Colony House? Riddle me that. For those of you all who are like aliens, simulation, what is that? What is that? Yeah, tooth extraction. The design of the pole is deeply rooted in that medical history. Yeah, somebody come up with a theory for this. So hopefully you all can see that. I mean, if not, I can read it to you. But the swirly thing is called a barber pole. It is a centuries-old symbol that historically advertised that the shop offered both haircuts and medical procedures like tooth extraction and bloodletting. Now, we saw that on the show, if you remember, Victor found the bag of teeth. Remember that? So what do y'all think? There is a barber's pole on the front of Colony House. Colony House is a Victorian style mansion. It has if you're facing it, it has a right entrance or exit where you can exit on the right part of the home or of the mansion. But there is a barber's pole right there on the front. What do you think? What do you think? So Barbara's poll, I'm gonna get it right. Barbara's poll, AI says tooth extraction, bloodletting. Victor found a bag full of teeth. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? So David says, put there on purpose for the audience to make the connections. Well, we're connecting dots right now in real time. We're connecting dots in real time. So Neo says, that's obviously a Man in Yellow reference. Well, guess what? This is from season 1, episode 1. And this is when we're like, we're 5 minutes into the first episode of the first season. So Michael Sullivan says they're summoning alien Baphomet from an esoteric simulation because they're all dead and dreaming. Well, there it is. That's a mouthful. Okay. So Michael Sullivan says this means Baphomet. Okay. Okay. So 147 says the magic, aliens, and all the other mystical stuff is all managed by the simulation, aka Jade software. David says bloodletting, blood magic, the teeth. Okay. Rob 7388 says in the Western days, that's what the bar was used for. Barber, tooth, extraction, etc. Okay. So AI gets a cosign from Raw 7388. So Neo 7370 says foreshadow. Okay. Okay. So Amanda says that Boyd should be on his job and he should have went or already have gone through all the cars looking for information and resources. Boyd, you suck. That's what Amanda is saying. Yikes. Okay. I mean, she's right. She's right.
Yikes. Yikes.
There shouldn't be a situation where they're going through the vehicles now and they've been there for a while. Boyd is busy looking through the forest. He really should be looking through the vehicles and the buildings looking for clues. So Neo says the answers in the end are at the beginning. Okay. Do we have an answer right here? Do we think we have an answer? Could this be an answer? So Amanda says it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Boyd should have, if he's going through the forest where it's considered dangerous by the people in the township, you think the vehicles, the homes, he really should be patting people down as they come into the township. He should have patted Sophia down or had someone pat her down. Oh, you got these teeth? What's up with that? Oh, you're what? You're a shapeshifter. That should have been the end of it right there. So Mel Ryan says, Man in Yellow, dentist, and fresh cuts. I heard that. Get the advertisement ready. So when you think about it, okay, everybody in the township should have a good hairline or some good hair care. Nobody should be without if they got the barber symbol. Someone's taking care of people. So Michael Sullivan says they need some builders and decorators to arrive to renovate that wreck of a house. Well, they already have Boyd wrecking the house. So maybe he may be wrecking Ralph for the rest of the structure. So Anna, what about connecting Man in Yellow to Tooth Fairy? Is he the Tooth Fairy, or maybe vehicle with bag of teeth is the shrine for entity? That vehicle was pretty jacked up to be a shrine. So Michael Sullivan says the Martin special for everybody. Exactly. You get a Martin, you get a Martin, you get a Martin. Yeah. So what do we got? What do we have? The barber pole on the front of Colony House, season 1, episode 1. No, this is not like the theory we did yesterday or last night where it's like there's spiders everywhere and then you got to squint really hard with a magnifying glass and it's really a fly. It's right there. We got teeth, season 4, episode 7, barber pole, season 1. I mean, this might be the answers to the end or at the beginning could be this barber pole. So while you all are pondering on that,
don't forget to like, sub, and share. Thank you. If you haven't done so, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like the stream, fam. That helps with the algo. And welcome all. If you haven't had a chance to do so, go ahead and smash that like button. Thank you very much.
So 7370 says potentially, if you think about it, maybe only the people that live in Colony House will be the ones the Man in Yellow takes the life of and extracts their teeth. Blood extraction. Well, I think the priest didn't get a chance to pick Colony House or town, and he lost a tooth. So, I don't know. So I haven't heard anybody give or I'm not hearing anybody giving any reasons as far as why we have this barber pole on the front of Colony House, besides it's a foreshadowing for the Man in Yellow taking people's teeth. Okay. So I think people are pretty much I think that's pretty much it as far as that. I just thought it was interesting when we started going on about the Martin thing and the hairline. I thought about this and was like, let me present this, see what people say. So tomorrow, I will not be live because I'm going to watch the NBA Finals. And then after that, it comes on 9 p.m. my time. So it won't be anything as far as that. What? So I'm in the Discord right now, and I don't know if people are posting memes. Like, what? Okay, what? Are we just posting memes? What is this? What is this business? So I don't know what to make of this, but So about a guy named Henry. Notice the same orange blanket that was in the hospital. That picture was hanging in both Henry house and the hospital room. What? What? Yeah, I don't know. So what do the markings mean? What are the markings supposed to... Okay. Well, so is Amanda here still? Yeah. So the cushions and blanket from Henry's house and hospital vision were the same. The blankets were the same? Am I clicking the right link for Discord? Invite friends to all things for our Fromily. Because Amanda sent a link yesterday. And matter of fact, I'll just use that one. Because it was a... Okay, so I'm going to use the link that Amanda sent me yesterday through email. I'll just use that to give to you all. So this is the link to... Oh, okay. Amanda's already did that. Okay, I think we're using the same link. Okay. So I'm going to pin Amanda's link to the chat if anybody wants to join the Fromily Discord. So those are in both Henry Hospice room and in his house. Oh, you mean in the flashback. Okay. That's interesting. Could be timelines. That could be a timeline thing. Yeah, it could be a timeline situation. Okay, Mita saying Spade is on. I appreciate that. When you see it, you'll craft bricks and make a theory video. Oh, it's a spider. Remember yesterday, somebody was saying, no, it was a content creator who said in the background, there's spiders and webs everywhere. And I'm like, what? And then when I was told where on the episode 7 to look, it was like a little bitty fly right next to Tabitha. And I don't think it was a part of the episode. It was just a fly outdoors. So that's how crazy it gets. So yeah, this is a spider. And you know what that means? Man in yellow, the entity, they're watching us. Yeah, so there it is. There it is. And it's large enough to know what it is. So I think we're making progress in the right direction as far as, oh my God, it's a clue. It's a clue. Okay. Top 5 most brutal deaths. Yo, people were upset that Christy changed her look and wanted to be more butch because she was not feeling any of the men. She wasn't feeling y'all.
Simping activate.
Yeah. So Neo 7370, do I believe the Father Khatri visions are the man in yellow? I think the man in yellow is the vision monster that used to use the music box. And the man in yellow and the vision monster are two separate things. So you don't think it's a budget issue like Julie's wigs? Oh Lord. Who's the girl in the white dress? Who knows? That could be the boy in white. Hold on. That could be the boy in white. Look at the girl in the white dress. That could be the boy in white, y'all. Okay, the disappearing, and I forgot to go back and look at that. So the disappearing and reappearing man. Uh-oh, he's gone. He's there, and now he's gone. I mean, it may be a continuity issue, but I'm sure somebody are going to say, you know, what's up with this guy? So I think it's just kind of like they shot the scene, and maybe they did reshoots and didn't bring the extras back in. That's what my guess would be, but could be that maybe he's a spy. Uh-oh, this is the bug. So I guess this is the bug right here. Remember, it was really, really small. When I tell you it was small, I'm like, yeah, it's a fly. It's right here. So people were saying this right here is the man in yellow. This bug is the man in yellow. That's how bad it gets when it comes to theories. We're looking at something and we're like, oh, it's a fly, man in yellow. You know what? I hate to say it, but I think sometimes we see what we want to see, and it just becomes a Fatima is Martin situation when we're, you know, pulling up stuff and thinking that a fly that's outdoors is the evil entity listening to everybody. But I could be wrong. So Mita says, I want to see Sophia interact with Ethan, Jade, and Victor. Yeah, me too. So TCP 147 says, Julie's wig is the ultimate evidence it's a simulation. You know what? You know what? Not only are you talking crazy, you're basically just doing not only a Fatima is Martin, but Mita is Martin. That's how crazy you talking about the wig is. So here's the wig gate. This is how bad the wigs are. This is from season 5, Julie's wig. This is how crazy it is with the theories. We're going full wigging out. Yo, the Discord is a mess. I'm not even gonna click on that. The Discord is a mess, y'all. Discord is a mess. Discord is a mess. This is the reason why we can't solve the mystery and get people home, because it's a mess. Look at this. Yeah, Rondé moves it looks pretty nice. It doesn't look like it's been there over a day. So the family photo in Henry's, how can we? The question is, has anybody examined the family photo in Henry's hospital room? You click on it. This is what you're supposed to be examining. This is what you're examining right here. You know what? What theories do you all have about this photo?
That to me is crazy.
What are the theories about this photo? So, hello, Mr. Myth says this wig must be for season 5. Yeah. Yeah, this is, a fly on the wall is someone's theory. And what's crazy is all this came because I won't say the content creator's name, but they made a video saying that there's spiders and spider webs in the back of every episode. And I'm like, what? Why would you say that but not show anybody that? Or show anybody what you're talking about? And so Heather, with like too many R's, was like, it's a fly on the outside of the house. I'm thinking, it's a spider on the outside of the house. So I'm going through frame by frame looking for this spider, trying to give the benefit of a doubt. And then it turns out that it's like this little bitty dot. That's a fly. I'm like, you know what? It's time to touch grass. Yeah, when we're talking about a fly that we would see in the world is like the man in yellow or an evil entity, it's time to touch grass. Hold on. Y'all see this? Heather says, this is stupid. I don't even believe the spider theory. I was just trying to help, and now it's a whole thing, and I don't appreciate being ridiculed. Well, you know what? You presented this. I said the content creator should have put the spider and spider web in the video, and they did not. And you went and found this little bitty bug. That's why I say it's time to touch grass, because not only did you try to do the work of the woman whose video did not show the work, but when you showed something, it's like, what is this? I'm like, you understand that there's flies in the world. There's probably a fly in someone's house right now, or on someone's television set or production set when they're filming, and they don't mean for it to be in the shot, but it's in the shot. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a thing. You should go to that content creator's channel and let them know, I put a lot of work in for you. You need to be thanking me. Yeah. Yeah. And look, okay, and so Heather says, this is stupid. I don't even believe the spider. We spent 30 minutes yesterday looking for Heather's spider, and she says she doesn't even believe it. Why? Why did you put me through that and you don't even believe it? What is going on, man? You know what?
No, I have done around. Hey, look at me. You don't get to pick and choose. What you tell us, everything you know, everything you've seen, it all matters.
I'm thinking Heather was believing, and she, not only did I not believe it, but she didn't believe it, and both of us went on this journey. You all should have been there. We went on this entire journey looking for this spider that turned out to just be a fly, and Heather is saying that she didn't even believe what she was trying to find.
Just kidding.
We went on a whole thing, and she did not even believe. Why? I said I was like the content creator who made the video said it's spiders everywhere, it's webs everywhere. The spiders are spying on people. I'm like, why didn't the content creator show the spiders? You have me go through this video or the episode for like 30 plus minutes and you didn't even believe it. So Red Star 24, I think she was trying to help, but then got blamed for the bad. She did. She got blamed for the bad theory because it came across that she was trying to help out the girl whose video it was. And I'm like, no, the content creator, if they're telling you there's flies everywhere, that there's spiders everywhere, they should be able to show you this background spider that's hiding and looking at stuff. The same way that I showed you all the barber pole, but didn't just tell you it's the barber pole, you know, the whole show don't tell. So I showed it to you on the screen so you could see it. So if I'm saying, hey, there's this thing, I'm going to show it to you. But the content creator said it's like a spider in every episode in the background hiding. And I'm like, well, why didn't you just show it to us? So I'm thinking that Heather was helping out the content creator and I didn't even see this dialogue because I'm just not understanding or reading that Heather did not even believe. Yo, this is like arguing with an atheist that God doesn't exist and they're trying to like argue you down that he does. And then later on you find out I don't even believe that. So what was the point of arguing? Yo, I'm telling y'all, man.
Do you make funny noises?
Sometimes, yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah, so that is the link to the Discord. The Discord, it goes down. It goes down. Yeah, this was something else. I'm thinking that the whole time it was trying to prove that there's spiders in the background. Come to find out, I guess she was just trying to help out the content creator. Now, so sometimes people will have like a favorite content creator, and I might, critique. I'm not trying to kick anyone's back in or anything. I'm just like, I care a lot. Sometimes I care too much, and I believe that you all deserve more than just simple someone telling you something is something, but not showing it to you. I'm thinking that was like one of her favorite content creators, and she was like taking up for her. Come to find out, she didn't even believe it. This has been a wild week, y'all. This has been a wild week. So yesterday, this was on not this channel, Parkland Media, but this was on the Spade Parkland TV YouTube channel. We did a research stream, and the conclusion to that was if your hairline goes back, you're Martin. And then there's spiders everywhere. You can't see them. And also, what else happened? I think it was someone sent me pictures, not going to reveal who it was. Someone sent me pictures of the cast in real life. And I'm like, yeah, they're actors. They're going to be in real life. And I'm reading the email. And I'm like, you know what? It's time to touch grass. So that was the conclusion of yesterday. If y'all missed that live stream. And in this live stream, I'm just now finding out that I was having a battle or a back and forth. And she did not even believe what she was trying to prove. That is crazy.
Have you ever wondered if maybe this is all just a dream? It's time to play.
That's what Heather did to me. She was like, you know what, Spade, it's time to play. It's time to play. Wow. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I mean, if she was upset by the interaction yesterday, I'm just trying to understand what was going on. And then I'm reading in the Discord, she didn't even believe it. So I'm like, well, why put me in the headlock and have me look for something that I know for a fact is not there because the content creator did not put it in their video, but then you're saying, no, it is there, but then it's not there. It's, I guess, a fly that's like in nature. And then you say you didn't even believe it the whole time. You know what? I'm telling y'all, I tell you the truth. I tell you the truth.
You can't save them all.
So this is all jokes. It's all jokes. You know, sometimes people get roasted. It's all jokes. Hopefully nobody take anything personal or you know, or get upset or anything. It's just, you know, it's all jokes. So Vanessa T says, "Oh God, can we move on to another subject, please? Break down some stuff in the show. That's why I tuned in." Well, guess what? Guess what? I got something for you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you tuning in. Sometimes it's a theory show where we break stuff down. Sometimes it's a comedy. And you know what? Vanessa, you're going into the box. Sometimes that's the answer. The answer is you're going into the box. It's supposed to be a happy environment. We're all fans of the show, but you got to go. Yeah. So enjoy the box. Enjoy the box. Does anybody else want to go in the box? There's plenty of room. There's plenty of room in the box. So I don't know how to pronounce your name, but it starts with an A. I think it's likely that Miranda met Sophia, unless Sophia was from a cycle that Miranda... Well, okay. So Victor said the man in yellow arrived in town in a yellow suit. And Victor said that they thought he was one of us, but he was not one of us, and that he was eating Miranda. So it's more than likely that Miranda met the man in yellow, but never met the Sophia transformation. And that's the reason why Sophia, when talking to the priest, said that she couldn't come as she was because of what they learned. So I doubt that Miranda met Sophia. So Vanessa gives a thumb up. Thank you for being a good sport. Yeah, so on a serious note, if you are wanting like the serious part of the stream to actually go through theories and stuff, that was, you got to rewind and go to the very beginning, because at this point, we're just roasting, we're just gagging, we're just having fun. So Michelle says, back from dinner. Okay, did you bring something for everybody? Did you bring something from your dinner for everybody? Because if not, you might need to go into the box.
Got him! Got him!
All right, so we're almost to the 3-hour mark. We're just cracking jokes at this point. I don't have any more topics or anything. So if you all want to continue the conversation, the Discord link is pinned to the top of the chat. I don't know the next time I'll be live here or on Spade Parkland TV. Don't know. I'll email everybody next time I go live, and also I'll put a preview on one of the channels wherever I'm going to go live from, and then we'll kind of do that and go from there. So yeah. So Neo7370 says, I believe that the entity has trapped everyone everyone is trapped in From, with no escape, but in fact the quest for the Lake of Tears is to release the entity to the outside world, and season 5 is outside. It could be. I mean, at the end of the Catholic Bible, there is Revelation, the end of the world. That could be the direction the show is going in, since there is Catholicism in the show. So I agree with you. And as far as Lake of Tears, I think the Lake of Tears might be over with, since we got that whole giant doll thing where Roger was made into a doll and Patty's face was burnt. That might be in the fire pit. That might be the extent of the lake, but who knows? So I agree with you that I think opening Jade's door is going to release what Martin was telling Boyd about while Martin was in the dungeon. So Neo7370 says, for some reason, Discord link sends me to web browser instead of the app can't get in. Did you click on the link that's pinned to the top under Amanda Kenny? Because she's pretty good about having the links. And then if you do not have the Discord app, it may take you to the web browser. So you may have to download the Discord app to go to Discord to be able to do that. But I mean, if I were you, I would log in with the web browser and then see, can you switch to the app once in the browser. I ended up doing that, and I was able to get in just fine. So Mita says, if Sophia wanted, she could take out everyone anytime, any place. I agree. Yeah, Mike says, come on over to Discord. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, the Discord link may have expired. Let's see. So I don't know. So I'm clicking on it and it seems fine, but I tell you what, I got Discord up right now. This is an invite to the server. Here's another Discord link that you all can try, just in case if the one that I pinned previously does not work for you. So you can also try that one. So David says, I'm only interested in the giant spider. Okay. So Anna says, I've accepted invitation, but all is empty. Not sure why that would be. Yeah, not sure why that would be. Okay, so Anna says, I got it now. Okay. Okay. So yeah, in the Discord, it goes down with memes, jokes, and theories and stuff. We're all over the place. Just like this live stream became all over the place. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. All right, so yeah, we're at the 3-hour mark. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. No redirect this time. Enjoy the rest of your night. See you in the Discord. Thanks for watching. Go forth, do great things, and we are out. Peace.